I am Senate Democratic Leader Luz Escamilla.
And I'm House Democratic Leader Angela Romero.
As we begin the 2026 legislative session, we are proud to stand together on behalf of the Senate Democratic Caucus and the House Democratic Caucus.
This session, our caucuses are focused on fighting for all Utahns. Hundreds of bills have already been filed. Some raise serious concerns, others offer real opportunities. Our role is to listen carefully, ask tough questions, and work towards solutions that strengthen our state and leave no one behind.
Utah families are working hard, yet too many are struggling to afford the basics. Food on the table, a safe place to live, childcare, healthcare, and the security every family deserves. Across the country, families are facing real economic uncertainty. Because of the federal irresponsibility, many are at risk of losing access to healthcare and other basic support programs. That makes our responsibility at the state level even more urgent. We cannot call our economy strong when children are going hungry, when housing is out of reach, or when parents are forced to choose between childcare and a paycheck. That is why Utah Democrats are advancing dozens of bills focused on real solutions for families. Bills that protect access to food and healthcare, bills that expand affordable childcare and after-school programs so parents can work and kids can thrive. Bills that address housing affordability for working families and real solutions for individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Bills that are strengthening child safety systems to protect our children. Utah prides itself on being a family state that has to be more than words. It means showing up for families in real ways and building a future where they don't just get by, but actually truly succeed.
Last year, our state made national headlines for two tragic shootings that shook communities across Utah. Moments like those remind us that people deserve to feel safe when they're gathering with their neighbors, attending schools or churches, or exercising their First Amendment right through peaceful assembly and free speech. Community safety means taking threats seriously and being willing to have honest conversations about sensible gun safety laws. These vital laws protect lives while allowing for and respecting responsible gun ownership. Our goal is simple: to prevent violence before it happens and to make sure families can go about their daily lives without fear. Safety also means listening to those who are too often overlooked. We will continue to center the voices of victims and survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. That means strengthening protections, ensuring accountability, and fully funding the services that help survivors heal, find housing, and rebuild their lives. Utah can and must be a place where survivors are believed and supported.
Utah's environment is central to who we are. Our public lands, open spaces, and natural beauty are part of our identity and our economy. And at the heart of it all is the Great Salt Lake. The Great Salt Lake supports tens of thousands of jobs, drives our outdoor recreation and tourism economy, and protects our air quality. When the lake shrinks, toxic lake bed is exposed, creating fugitive dust that moves through our communities and into our lungs. The lake's decline threatens public health, local economies, and the future of this state. This is not a future problem, it is happening now. Utah Democrats are investing in real solutions that protect our water, our air, and our public lands. We are advancing conservation, safeguarding inflows to the Great Salt Lake, and reducing pollution to protect public health.
We will continue to fight for strong public education in Utah. Our public schools are the backbone of our communities and the foundation of our state's future. That starts with listening to educators. Teachers, counselors, and school staff know firsthand how legislation impacts their classrooms and their careers, and we are committed to learning directly from them. We will keep fighting to ensure educators have the resources, support, and respect that they deserve. We need to trust the experts on classroom materials and oppose blanketed book bans that limit learning, silence voices, and erase history. We will also continue to defend public education funding and to make sure those dollars stay in public classrooms where they belong. At the same time, we hear concerns from parents and educators about declining literacy, chronic absenteeism, and student mental health. Family and school communities know what their students need. We will continue to listen, learn, and partner with you to build an education system that truly works for every child in Utah.
Good governance is about trust. It's about people knowing their voices matter and their government works for them. We continue to see attacks on the judiciary, efforts to confuse voters, and attempts to weaken the citizen initiative process. These actions don't strengthen our democracy, they undermine it. Utah Democrats believe voters deserve clear rules, fair representation, and a government that respects the will of the people. We will defend citizen initiatives, stand up for independent judiciary, and oppose efforts to politicize or pack our courts. Being true representatives means listening to voters, not silencing them. It means respecting the separation of powers and the checks and balances that keep our democracy strong. Utah works best when government is transparent, accountable, and grounded in the consent of the people. Protecting our democracy is not partisan, it's fundamental.
Utah is strongest when everyone sees themselves reflected in the decisions we make and the policies we pass. As an enrolled member of the Shoshone-Bannock tribes and the first Indigenous person to serve in the Utah State Legislature, I understand what it's like to be marginalized and silenced. Our presence here matters because representation shapes priorities and priorities shape policy. I promise Democrats on the Hill will continue to represent all Utahns, regardless of race, ethnicity, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, or religion. We will fight to protect our constitutional rights.
Utah's history is shaped by many stories, by the indigenous people of Utah, pioneers, immigrants, and refugees who built communities through hard work and sacrifice. From the beginning, Utah has been shaped by people with different backgrounds, beliefs, and ideas working towards something bigger than themselves. Utah Democrats believe this must be a state for all Utahns, a place where people can live safely, authentically, and with dignity, where families can make their own choices, express themselves freely, and contribute their talents and perspectives to their communities. That is the Utah we are working toward, one rooted in shared values, strengthened by diversity, and committed to opportunity for everyone who calls this state home. As this session moves forward, Utahns are paying attention. They want leaders who listen and put people over politics. On behalf of all state-elected Democrats, we are committed to showing up every day for the people we represent. That is you. And our focus remains on building a Utah where every person has the opportunity to prosper.
At its core, representation is about trust. When people feel seen and respected by their government, our democracy works better. We are committed to building a Utah where every person knows they belong and has a voice in shaping our shared future.